Today I'm going to share with you guys how I am going to turn this comic page into a Webtoon format page. So, the last 30 minutes I was sitting here doing all of that thinking I was live, so it's already done. So what I'm going to do is act like I didn't already do it. Because, you know, we're just going to do it all over again, because that's what learning is. Repetitious. So there, just ignore that I already did one page. So we're just going to go ahead and do page number 2. So, one of the misconceptions that I noticed with oh, Sammy, you're still here, yay! But one of the misconceptions that I noticed with Webtoon format is when people see the long vertical strip, they think it's one file image with like 20 panels. So like right here, this one file image has just 2 panels. That's how my Webtoons are made. I just put 2 panels per file image, and then I will upload each individual image, which will then connect together on Webtoons, and it looks like one vertical strip. So over here in Clip Studio Paint, I can show how to do this with Ibis Paint, Jump Paint, Metabong Paint, and Kuritsa later on as well, if that's going to interest you guys. But right now we're working in Clip Studio Paint EX on my desktop computer. I don't have their app, so I'm sure it's the same thing on the app if you're using the app. But in Clip Studio Paint, when you go to File and you go to New, they have a really cool feature, which is the Webtoon the Webtoon feature. And that's what I clicked on. I like to work in 1600 by 2400. That's just my personal preference, but you can work in a much longer Canva. I think the default is like 20,000 or something like that, but I'm live streaming and my internet connection is not the best, and my computer does not like me working in too long of files, or else she's going to start glitching. So we're just going to work in a 22,400 height for each individual file. And I have 3 pages, three files or 3 pages, because Webtoons are made up of comic pages, just in a vertical format, separated. My eyeballs. I usually don't wear my glasses while I'm drawing. We're going to go to the one shot, shrink this down, and what I am going to do, I'm going to hide the text, I'm going to select all, and I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy all of those. We're going to go back to our canvas, back to our comic, and shrink that down. We will paste it. There we go. And what we are going to do, I like to change this into a image convert layer. There we go. We're going to convert it into an image material layer. And the reason why I like to use image material layers, because I can shrink it down and not really mess up the quality of the image. And it's a lot easier, deselect, than having to use my transformation tool. I'm so sick of myself. Hold on. I did something very, very silly. Delete that. You go away. There we go. Now we selected our image material, and now we have it all right here. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink it down, which is another reason why I love using image material layers for these images, because I can just easily shrink it down. So now I'm going to just go ahead and shrink down this panel layer. I also like to use a little guide that is similar to the rule of thirds guide. This is called the Blue Line Golded Rule of Thirds. It's by makingcomics.com. I have a blog post where I talked about how I use their template to format my to help me with the placement of my panels in word balloons. I can try to link that blog post down below if you guys wanted to check it out, but that's literally what this guide is. If you don't have this guide, you can just use the grids. Where is it? Right here. Clip Studio Paint has its own like little grid thing that you can also use, which also kind of can help you with the rule of thirds thing as well. It's this, I do all of this just to help, because I don't have like that natural eye of balance. So I use grids, I use the rule of thirds, I use all that fancy stuff to help me have my comic not be so confusing when you read it. So let me go ahead I like to have important parts on the X. So, or I usually will have the panels end or intersect across one of the X's. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this layer. I'm going to bring it up top. You can't see the layers thing because I have it blocked by the comment section, but it's okay. Yeah, we want them in the X spots because that's the focal point. So that's enough. That I love using this little tool. Oh, look how cute they are. So the focal points, they are by the X's. That's what I like to do. So now that I have that there, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this into a layer. I'm going to put a layer mask on it. And that's going to help it to where I can just easily, I'm going to select it and boom, cut it. Cut it. Now the image is still there. See, like the image is still actually there. You see that? It's still there. But the image mask is a mask over it. It's a mask over the image, an image mask. That way I can still have the whole image there and not have that anxiety of, oh my gosh, should I have not cut that out? Now I have to redraw it. I don't have that anxiety anymore because the image mask just puts a mask over it, like how I'm masking out my energy, but I'm very, very anxious on the inside. Image mask. God, I'm so weird. We're going to do an image mask again on this one as well. Alright, got those image masks. Now I'm going to create another layer, which is going to be my vector layer, because I need to close these boxes. We gotta close the boxes. The reason why I use the vector layer for this is so that I don't have to keep going back in and redrawing the line. If it's like at a different width, I could just turn it into a vector, boom, we click it, and we just go all the way down to 15. And there we go. No, I don't like it. It's too thin. And I don't have to redraw it again. I could just, boop. There we go. So vectors are also awesome.